Hey there, good morning. How's it going? The adventure has officially begun. I'm back in Croatia, Dubrovnik, but not for long. Walking to the bus station. So in my last couple of videos, I hinted at where I was heading from Canada. And I'll just tell you now, it's obvious if you look at the map where I am. The next country that I'm going to is, of course, Montenegro, just south of here down the Adriatic coast. It's about a mile walk up to the bus station, or I guess a bus ride would do, but I'm kind of in the mood for the walk. I was here in Dubrovnik once before, way back in 2017 on a trip that I did going all down the coast of the Balkans and inland to Bosnia and Herzegovina, etc. Something has changed since the last time that I was in Croatia, which was in 2020. So I was here in 2017, and then I came here in 2020 during the pandemic because I couldn't get into the rest of Europe, into the Schengen countries, as it is called, the area of open borders between most of Western Europe. But I was able to come to Croatia because it wasn't part of the Schengen area. That changed just in the past year. Croatia is now part of the Schengen zone. And that is bad for travelers who want to be able to stay in Europe for longer than the 90 days, because you lose somewhere that you can go and not rack up days counting towards those 90 days that you are allowed to stay. And so that is actually a factor for my plans now, because as I've explained previously, I was in Europe for 2 months in the spring, and so you have 90 days in 180 days. So I entered Europe on April 16th, and 180 days from April 16th is October 14th. Today is August 12th. So I had 26 days left to use before October 14th. But because I just flew into the Schengen zone last night, coming from Canada and then flight to Dublin, Ireland, then I am losing 2 days, which was a factor that I considered in my flight plans to try to get to Montenegro. I was looking at other options where I wouldn't lose those 2 days, because I arrived at like 10 o'clock last night and am leaving today. That is the plan, get a bus to Montenegro. But partial days count. So yesterday counts, today counts. So I had 26 days, now I have 24 days, and the idea is to get out of the Schengen area and not be using up that time, because I'm saving it for later, for in September when things quiet down. So that is the general situation. Also, I just want to see more of Montenegro. I only went down the coast to the popular areas, Kotor, Budva, Olsen. So I am headed right now to Herceg Novi, which is on the coast, and I have a apartment there for 3 nights, and then after that I will likely go inland to the capital, Podgorica, and then rent a car and explore the interior away from the crowded beaches for a week, 10 days, whatever. So that is what's happening, and man, it is so great to be back on the Mediterranean Sea. Of course, the Adriatic here, part of the Mediterranean, but that is a beautiful sight. The waters, the classic old style buildings, stone arches, etc. So it was a long journey getting here. It was worth it. Here we go. Croatia to Montenegro. And I don't have a bus booked, so I'm not sure what is going to happen here. Because it is August, it is peak season, it is busy. Here it is like 9:30 in the morning and already like traffic jams. So buses very well could be full up. I haven't had breakfast yet, so I'm just hoping that I get a bus sometime this morning. And then if I have an hour or two or whatever to kill, then go get breakfast, whatever. Look at the water, hang out. Otherwise, I'll have to see what other options might be available. There might be a ferry going from Dubrovnik to somewhere in Montenegro. Worst case scenario, I would have to pay for an expensive taxi to the border, but I will hope to avoid that because the taxi last night from the airport was almost 60 euros for like 25 minutes. So Croatia is not cheap, not anymore. 3-island cruise. There we are, Dubrovnik Old Town to Kolacep, Lopud and Sipan. I've never heard of those islands. I'd love to see them. I've been to other islands of Croatia. Korčula, Brač, Bar. Unfortunately, no islands of Montenegro. There's like one teeny tiny little one. I'm not sure if it even has any people on it, but I came across it as one little place to maybe check out, but it's really, really tiny and right off the coast. Croatia has a lot of islands that I would love to explore one of these days, and if I had the time, I would probably stop and stay in Croatia. In other words, if I didn't, have the limit of the 90 days, I would probably just like head out to the islands right now, but I need to save those days for September. For one thing, everything is just so expensive now everywhere on the beaches of the Mediterranean. So that is part of the idea with going inland in Montenegro, is get away from the crowded, crazy, expensive beach scene, and it should be more reasonable. Okay, gotta check my phone. I forget if it's straight or right here to get to the bus station. So it's straight up here another 10 minutes or so. And I looked online this morning on RomeToRio.com as far as bus times, and supposedly there was one at 10 and one at 11. But I was unable to actually book one of those buses online. Yeah, I'm kind of flying blind here and just hoping for the best because of the high season situation. I could get there and be out of luck. Bus is full, nothing happening, so we'll figure it out. It's only an hour away to where I'm going in Montenegro. The border is less than an hour away. Herceg Novi, just over the border, so it's got to be doable one way or another. I kind of wish I was taking that ferry wherever it's going. So here we are, bus station. I'll see you on the other side once I figure out what's possible here. Okay, that was actually a grocery store. Here's the bus station. Autobushni, Kolodvor. Bus tickets right here. Okay, here's the line. Not too long at least. So there is sort of bad news, but mostly good news. It is now about 10 o'clock in the morning. The next bus to where I'm going, Herceg Novi, isn't until 3:30 in the afternoon. When I looked online, I'd seen a bus at 10, a bus at 11, and then it did skip until 3 something. And so the bus schedules on Rome to Rio must have been accurate, and the bus at 10 was full. It is also going to Kotor, a very popular place in Montenegro. And then the bus at 11 was apparently full, and then 3:30. So the good news is that that means we get to see more of Dubrovnik, and that isn't a bad thing. As I said, I've been here before, but it's been 7 years, and I will enjoy, and I'm sure that you will as well, seeing the beautiful old town. So I'm now catching a local city bus down there, and as you can see, no big backpack. They have luggage storage there in the bus station. It's manned, a guy there, so seems quite secure, and will cost just €3 for 5 or 6 hours, I guess. The bus from here to Herceg Novi, Montenegro is €21, and I'm sure that this local bus will just be €1 or 2. I have a card, and I also made a point of breaking a bill to have some cash just in case for this bus here. So here we go. Let's go see more of beautiful Dubrovnik. Buses run every 10 minutes along here to the old town. And here we go. Old town, excellent. Here we are, Old Town. One ticket for a bus station. So I just bought a ticket for the bus going back to the main bus station. It is cheaper if you buy it at one of the kiosks there. €1.70 instead of €2.50. And so here it is. The old town of Dubrovnik. It is spectacular. I am so glad that, for one, there wasn't a bus at 10 or 11, because I would have been out of here and wouldn't have gotten the chance to see more of Dubrovnik. And I'm also very happy that there was a bus going today at 3:30, so that I don't have the massive hassle of, now what do I do? Trying to get to Montenegro. I don't know what other options there might have been. Probably like some private shuttles or something, but it could have been a hassle. Or an expensive taxi ride. All right. All right. Follow the crowd. Look at this, absolutely gorgeous and absolutely packed. So let's wander around. I am hungry, thirsty, going to explore the old town first, and then find a restaurant and take a seat, and I will get to work on editing my last video about the flights getting here from Canada yesterday. since I have lots of time here. But let's cruise around. Cute restaurants down shaded alleyways. It is heating up fast. So it looks like this clock works with one hand. You can see there's like a sun symbol at the center of it. One of the hands is slightly longer with a round thing on the end, and it is showing about 10:22, something like that. Let's check my phone, see how accurate that is, but that sounds about right. $10:28. So the clock just rang once, so that must be for 10:30. And here you have breakfast 9 to 12 noon, €8. Good price. Looks like a video menu here. Breakfast. Cereals, yogurt, fresh fruit, €8. Poached egg, salad, homemade bread, €8. Smoked salmon avocado, €8. Lots of choices for €8. So also shaded there. Maybe I will stop back there a little later. And let's get a look at the Adriatic Sea. What a sight. It is so amazing to be back on the Mediterranean. And if you're wondering, well, where am I going with my 24 days left now that I mentioned in the Schengen zone? You guessed it. Many of you know, going back to Greece to see more Greek islands. September is the perfect time. So one reason is that when I was just there this last spring, I arrived in, I think it was early May. It might have been, it was right around my birthday, I think. Anyways, sometime around end of April, early May. But I was kind of early. It was chilly. It wasn't as warm as I thought that it might be. And, you know, it's just not very happening at that time. It was still a great trip, spent a month there and enjoyed it fully. But I felt like I didn't really get the full Greek experience, for one thing, because I only swam like maybe one time. I jumped in the water off a cliff in Santorini. I think that might have been the only time that I jumped in the water. So, you know, that isn't really getting the Greek experience, to barely get in the water. Look at that water. And so September is the absolute best time to be in Greece. It is less crowded, less expensive, starting to cool down a little bit, but still plenty warm, and will be pretty busy depending on where you go. And so I could just use my whole 24 days there in Greece. We'll see. It is flexible. Maybe spend a few days somewhere else. But this way, I get a taste of the Mediterranean, going to Montenegro, and then from there, I will very likely go to Turkey. more Mediterranean. There are islands, Turkish islands that I'm looking at. And I could possibly cross from, well, I certainly can, and probably would cross from Turkey over to one of the Greek islands. I'm not sure if I can go straight from Turkish islands to Greek islands, or I have to go back to the mainland of Turkey or what, but something like that. So that is the general plan, is spend a week, 10 days, probably at least 10 days in Montenegro, then get to Turkey, spend another 10 days or whatever there, and then back to Greece. After that, I really don't know. All right, let's go see a little more of the old town and then get some breakfast. All right, let's wander back here. More nice shaded breakfast restaurants. Croissant, €3. Sweet breakfast, 15. Salt breakfast, so in other words, savory, 1 egg. Sausages, bacon. I need more than 1 egg though. Scrambled eggs, mushrooms, smoked ham, €14, so more expensive than the other place. Very cute square here. All right, let's see where this goes. It's going uphill. Must be a view. Must be a tour group waiting there on the stairs. All right, another beautiful square. Let's go inside this one.
I don't think he went down.
See if filming is allowed. Okay. Sunglasses on. So this looks like a really good breakfast here for €12.50. Orange juice, chocolate spread, butter, marmalade, honey, mini croissant, bread, fried eggs with bacon, domestic sausage, baked tomato, spinach. So eggs, bacon, sausage, spinach, juice, and various breads and spreads for €12.50. That sounds substantial and tasty, so maybe I'll try that one. Also, I'm a spinach fan, so that's pretty cool to have spinach in your breakfast. Okay, let's try to find a view of the sea, and then time for me to take a seat. I am wiped out from the past couple days of travel and all the walking around Toronto. I did so much walking. So you can see people up on the wall. I guess I might not get a view of the sea from here because you have to get up onto the wall, and I believe you have to pay for that, which I have done before. And don't really feel the need to do that again, especially with the crowds involved. But there is a door up here people are coming out of. Let's see where that goes. Is that to a restaurant or to a viewpoint? Maybe a restaurant, since beer is being delivered. Okay. Okay, what have we got here? Ooh, oh nice. A viewpoint and a restaurant. Okay, so both are accurate. But should I go here back to the other place? I mean, this place has the epic view. I wonder if that could be that island that okay, that was actually in my other video. I recorded a little outro clip to my last video. Wanted to give a taste of the Dubrovnik Old Town, and I started it showing this map of this island that started with an L, like Lombok, although that sounds like Lombok, Indonesia, something like that. So that could be that. All right, let's take a look. Okay, so this actually isn't a restaurant. It is just a like snack stand, and then places you can sit. But I want to sit at a table, and that is where I will hunker down for a while, get breakfast, and then stay there and work on the computer. So let's head back to the eggs, bacon, sausage, spinach breakfast. Getting down to work here. That looks so good. 2 eggs, bacon underneath, sausage, spinach, bread, spreads, and I got another orange juice. And made it. So here is my apartment that I have for the next 3 nights. Pretty nice for 71 euros, which is $78 US. So separate living area, simple kitchen, nice bathroom. It is very recently renovated. He said I'm like the second guest to stay here since it was redone. And then a nice bedroom. Only little problem here, or medium-sized problem for me, is slow internet. I have my next video uploading at the moment. It's going to take a couple of hours, which, you know, is better than a couple of days at least. So, yeah, good place here, and especially for being peak season, smack in the middle of August, there wasn't a whole lot of selection. So I was happy to find something that looked good, close to the beach. The actual city center of Herceg Novi is several kilometers away. There's a nice bay that is a very short walk from here, and then you walk along the bay, and it's several kilometers along a walking path to get over to Herceg Novi, which sounds quite nice. There's a nice old town there, but this is kind of out of the way a little bit, so, you know, quiet, a little more of a kind of a local experience, this apartment building is where the guy who checked me in, his family lived previously. So here I am, Montenegro, back for the second time. So I didn't film hardly anything of the bus ride. It was more than an hour with the border crossing because you have the first border leaving the Schengen zone, leaving Croatia, which is part of the Schengen, as I explained. And so you had the two different border crossings, having to wait in line and show your passport twice, once to leave Croatia and then once to enter Montenegro. And funny thing is that I ended up talking with these two Italian guys that were like, I think 18, they said right out of high school. And we were talking about the border, and basically eventually I think he asked if you needed ID or something like that, and I said, yeah, you need your passport. And he said, why? Because we're still in Europe, in Montenegro. So he didn't understand the Schengen situation. That is not relevant to most Europeans. They can go wherever and they don't need the passport. And then if they fly out of the European Union and out of the Schengen zone, then, they show their passport, but they don't quite understand, that there are places within Europe, for example, UK, Ireland, and then various countries in Eastern Europe that are not part of that open border agreement, and so you need your passport, and you get your stamp. So they got their first passport stamps in their passport there, so pretty cool. So anyways, I am wiped out. It is like 6:30 in the evening. Time to go find some food. The guy recommended a restaurant, and then chillax for the evening, and we'll see. Tomorrow might be busy editing the video that I just filmed today. Anyways, I will definitely plan to film another video around here, and then after this I will be moving on and likely getting away from the beach and going into the interior of Montenegro and showing more of this country beyond just the touristy beach scene. So that is all for now. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. More coming from Montenegro. See ya.